Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self-realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring the scripture Srimad Bhagavad Gita, commentaries by my worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayananda Ji Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. We are currently on chapter number 18 and we will be starting from shloka number 6 today. So, chapter 18 is also known as Moksha Sannyas Yoga. Moksha is liberation, sannyas is renunciation, yoga is union with God, and this chapter is the summary of all the other chapters and the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So, Lord continues in shloka number 6, etanyaphi tu karmani sangatyakva phalani cha kartavyani me partha nishchitam mamamuttamam. O Partha, Arjuna, son of Kunti, these actions must be performed by renouncing attachment and the desire for the fruits thereof. This is my firm and final view. So, first, God had said we should do tapasya, sacrifices, penance, charity, and then He is now saying here that these actions must be performed uh, without attachment. So many times we do things with a lot of love, but there is a lot of attachment inherent in it. Therefore, we don't do it for others, we do it for our child or our husband or our loved one with all our heart, but we cannot do it for others because we don't have that feeling of oneness with others. But here, God is saying, even for your child or others, you do it without any attachment to them. Do it being God's instrument, and also without attachment to the results, the fruits of the action. Just do it as a service to God. This is the fastest and the best way for the journey to liberation, because when it becomes nishkamya or without expectation of the fruit, it becomes very potent, very powerful, and highly recommended by God. Because when we are living in God's world, He is already providing the natural flow of things, the water, air, fire, earth, ether. Everything is happening through His grace. So all we have to do is relinquish the fruit. The fruit will come regardless. That's God's department. But as long as we are doing it with sincerity and without attachment, then we are following the Bhagavad Gita in its essence. Because here God is also saying, this is my firm and final view. Because Arjuna's question was a very good one, to know the difference between um, renunciation and relinquishing, because a lot of people think by running into the woods or by giving up their jobs or being uh, resulting in inaction and not doing any actions is going to get them liberated. That is far from the truth. Because actions cannot be stopped. We still think, we act, we eat, we talk, we walk, we sleep. Everything is ultimately an action. So God is kind of here clarifying that view, that we should be realistic, we should be understanding, and we should do our duty to the fullest extent and see God in everybody. That's the best teaching here. So, shloka number 7, niyatasya tu sannyasah karmano nopapadyate mohatasya parityagas tamasah parikirtitah. Then God says, it is not proper for a person to renounce those actions that are his duties, which must be done. If he relinquishes them because of delusion, his relinquishment is called tamasic, dominated by dullness and inertia. So God does not encourage that at all. He says, fight like a valiant fighter, do your duty, whatever has been assigned to you. If you're a soldier, fight the battle with bravery. If you are a computer programmer, then do your work with full concentration and write the best program you can. If you're a doctor, do the best surgery possible with full attention with the on the patient. After that, leave the results to God. It's his department, as long as you have done your best in those actions. Therefore, we cannot renounce these actions. That must be done. People who renounce their actions and run away from their duties are called cowards. They are called lazy, and lethargic people, and therefore they are called tamasic in nature, which is to be avoided at all costs. Spirituality is not easy to understand. A lot of people see, Arjuna wanted to do the same thing in chapter 1, where he was telling Lord Krishna, giving all kinds of logic, let me relinquish everything, let me give up my duties, I would rather die, I would rather beg, seek alms than to fight. So he had forgotten his essential nature, and this is where God is now saying we cannot run away from whatever has come our way through our karmic cycle. So therefore, and if we try to do that and we ignore our duties, that will simply create inertia and dullness, and we will be unhappy. That's why God is emphasizing this here. On shloka number 8, Lord continues, Dukkhamityeva yat karma kaya klesha bhayaktaya त्यजेत सकृत्वा राजसं त्यागं नैव त्यागफलं लभेत. He who relinquishes his duties because of the fear of physical labor, of discomfort that is involved in performing them, his relinquishment is considered rajasic, dominated by impurity and desire. He does not attain the fruit of his relinquishment. So here God is transferring to rajasic or worldly people who do try to do acts, but those that are pleasant. They like to do things that they like, there is no problem there, but they don't want to do the things they don't like, whether it's fear of physical labor or inability to go through the task that is difficult to comprehend, etc. There is some kind of discomfort, so they avoid it, they procrastinate, they try to kick the can down the road, so to speak, like we say. So that's Lord says that relinquishment is rajasic, because it's still with a worldly desire, but because you don't like the physical performance of the act, you are avoiding it. But that is not the right approach, um, is what Lord Krishna is saying. Moving on to shloka number 9. Karya mityeva yat karma niyatam kriyate Arjuna sangatyakva phalam chaiva satatyagah satviko matah. He who performs his duties, renouncing attachment and desire for the fruits thereof, with the understanding that they ought to be performed, his relinquishment is considered sattvic or dominated by purity. So here God is clarifying again how the three gunas operate. The same action can be tamasic or rajasic or sattvic based on our mental disposition, how we view it and how we approach that act. So therefore, if we are wanting fruit, it becomes rajasic. If we are doing it in a selfless way, it becomes sattvic. And if we are doing it for some ulterior motive, or to prove a point or to damage somebody, it becomes tamasic. So these things become very important on the holy path. Externally, somebody may be saying, oh, he's doing the same thing, so it may look very appealing, but that's not spirituality. That can be very confusing, because all people look at is your action and the body that's performing the action. What's really needed is to go inside your brain to see what's going on, what actions you are trying to, with what intention you are doing that act. And that's important. That's the essence actually. So, sattvic actions are very important. Here, God is saying when we are doing it without attachment, meaning we are doing it with utmost detachment, vairagya, so to speak, and we don't really care what the fruits of the action are. We leave that in God's hands, it's His department. As long as we have done our effort to the fullest, if the results are not optimal, if they are adverse to our expectation, even then we will have this contentment within that we did our best. Whatever we could do, we did, and it was daiv, it was a divine law that didn't give us the expected result. So we don't feel bad, we don't get agitated, we simply do it again the next time and move on, as long as we have done our best, with the understanding that these are actions, we have to perform them, like a farmer that is doing his best, but sometimes it doesn't rain and his crop is ruined, or sometimes as long as the seeds are sprouting, there is a frost and the sprouts die. So in that case the result is unexpected, but good farmers know this, they factor this in and they continue the effort, they don't give up farming just because of one bad season. So this is how we also should approach. Don't be so stuck with the fruits, and just know that it has to be done without attachment and without interest in the fruit, and with the understanding that it's our moral duty to do so, and we do it with that intent in mind. Shloka number 10. Na dveshta kushalam karma kushalenanusajyate tyagi sattva samavishto medhavi chinna sanshayah. Filled with sattva or purity, a sattvic relinquisher, having dispelled all doubts due to the purity of his intellect, does not hate a disagreeable action, nor does he become attached to an agreeable one. So, here now God is taking us to the sattvic state, or the state of purity, where somebody who is relinquishing his actions, he is doing it because he has dispelled all doubts. He doesn't have any more questions or confusion. So, he is doing it with clarity of mind, and he has purity in his intellect. He's doing it for a good cause or for a good purpose. And if something obstacle comes or something disagreeable comes in between, he simply looks at it as part of his job. Even though it's disagreeable, and so he is not attached or detached to it. He's working his very best with his best sincere effort that he puts in. So, with this, we conclude this satsanga for today, and we will continue this beautiful journey from shloka number 11 in tomorrow's satsanga. Swami Nikhilananda, Hari Om Tat Sat. Blessings to each one of you.